Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you for joining us on this beautiful October morning. We are finally starting to feel the effects of fall. So to get started, I wanted to give you a quick update. This presentation will be not only just the proposals, but the awards team as well. We will be doing this jointly. So again, this is the October Forum, and thank you for joining. So the items that we will discuss today are the review of the application, submission reminders, NSF multi-factor authorization, known as the MFA, and award reminders. So first, when we are working with our applications for proposal submission, it's important to take steps to provide the principal investigator with a review and print out access of their pending applications so that they can ensure they align with the sponsor's guidelines and it views as they expect in the overall package. In just a minute, I'm going to show you how to do that. The other reminder we want to make sure that everyone is aware of that when we're submitting proposals on heavy submission deadlines, it's especially important that the principal investigators in the administrative department team review the final application prior to the submission. If there is any resubmissions that are necessary, it's important to keep in mind change and corrected applications can slow down the submission process during heavy deadlines due to the sponsor's system's limitations and getting those notifications back in time in case there is any unseen errors. So I want to share really quick. I think I can do this. And then I'm going to show you when you're looking at a standard 424 application package, one of the quick ways to help share the application package to the investigator because they may not always know how to get there, you can click this little link right here. This bookmark can then be emailed to your investigator that gives them direct access to that application package so that they can view it. In addition, what we recommend is that you print here using this icon. When you click this, you can select the documents to be presented in the application package. It's really important that you select them. You can check by doing select all, but one of the things to remember in this particular case, for those that submit for NIH applications, there's two different types of budgets. So we want to make sure that we've selected the right one that goes into the application package so that the investigator can see that budget. In addition, I recommend unclicking this proposal summary budget, or excuse me, this summary tab, because this is internal documents only. This does not go to the sponsor, and it is not recommended that this is included in the package because it'll give a false sense of what's going to the sponsor when the PI reviews the application package. It's also important to click this box here where it says include subaward proposals. Therefore, if that investigator has any subawards that are on the project, those package items will be included in that print view when you generate the PDF to send to them. Does anybody have any questions about this information? And I apologize, I cannot see with the view I'm in if there is questions.
Nothing in the chat. Chris, can you show what it looks like when you press the little link at the chain link? Yes, just so that, because you have to copy and paste that link.
So this will pop up, and this is what you copy and paste that into your email that you can send to your investigator. And again, it gives them the direct link to the application package, and they'll see it as we're seeing it right here. And if they don't need you to print it, you can show them where to print it so that they can print the application package and view it as a complete viewed package to ensure that it views as they expect it to when it goes to the submission to the sponsor system. Okay. So getting back to our presentation. Bear with me. All right, so next, I will turn this over to Alyssa.
Yes, so starting on October 27th, NSF is implementing a new multi-factor authentication process. There's different standards depending on your role in research.gov. So we in the sponsor programs office are going to have to implement a more stringent MFA methodology than in the departments. So there's some information available online, but unfortunately, NSF hasn't fully published all their FAQs and things. They state that they're going to publish them on October 27th, the day that they implement. So we'll find out more then. Just something to, if you commonly submit to NSF to, you know, when you log in on Monday morning, the 28th, you know, to go in and to your account and try and set that up and see how things go. We're hoping that there'll be robust information from NSF, but you have any problems, you know, certainly reach out to our office and we can direct you to the appropriate resource to assist you. So we want everybody to be able to log in when they.
In addition to what Alyssa is saying, I wanted to share with you, and I will drop this in the chat after I'm out of my presentation mode, but here's some information also on their website. So if you go to research.gov, you'll see this information in yellow here. This is what's talking about the MFA for the multi-factor authentication. If you click here, you'll get the Dear Colleague letter, and then here is where you're going to get options. So here's the Dear Colleague letter that was just released about a week and a half ago. And then here's the information that Alyssa was talking about with the different accesses and options for signing in. And again, we will send this to you as soon as I get out of presentation mode, these links. Alyssa, did you have anything further to add? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. So next we're going to turn this over to Brooke on the awards team.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning. I think Denise made several updates regarding our recruitment. So thank you, Denise, for sharing that. We are moving forward as quickly as we can so that we can continue supporting the campus community as best we can, and we appreciate your patience. Next point, please email analysts directly when following up on award action status requests, because the awards inbox is overflowing with requests, and to support responses to everyone, it's best if you reach out to your assigned analyst at time of award, and they can give you an update as to where the award process is at that moment. And again, thank you for your patience during this time of reduced staffing. We are working as hard as we can, the few of us that are here, and we really appreciate your support too. Thank you.
All right, well, that ends our presentation, and we want to thank you for joining us this morning. Here's some brief contact information, not only for the proposals team, but the awards team. And our next research forum won't be until January of 2025. So this is our last research forum meeting for this year, and we look forward to seeing you again in the new year. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us through our general inboxes if you have any specific questions for proposals or awards. And we thank you again for your partnership and all that you do. We appreciate you. Thank you.
There are a couple of questions in the chat that I want to answer. The first one is that will SPO be closed over the winter holidays? We're still working on our final plans. I anticipate we will have a soft close so that that's those staff who would like to take advantage of the holiday season can take time off, and those who would prefer to work will have the opportunity to do so. But we will make certain to flood the community with messaging once we finalize our plans for the holiday season. Since Gina has resigned, you can send all those CDA requests to me, Denise Ehlen, and I'll drop my email in the chat and I will take care of those. I think I got all the questions in the chat. Okay, sorry, Mario. We'll turn it back over to you now.
Yeah, no worries.
1 second, Ashley has her hand raised. Yes, Ashley?
Hi, I was hoping you could address my comment that, well, I totally understand you guys are short-staffed. It's taking us like 2 months to get a response from our analyst. on awards, so that's why we're emailing the awards email so frequently. And that seems excessive.
I apologize, Ashley. I didn't see that comment since it was the first one. I did not scroll up far enough, so I was not ignoring the comment. I just didn't see it. I understand it is taking longer than we would like, but the staff are extremely overextended. If you're not getting a response, you can reach out to me or to Brooke directly, and we will do all that we can to try to support the team to be responsive to your requests and to respond to your requests.
Thanks.
Okay, I will give updates now for CGA. So the main theme is resources for CGA right now. We've received, we've going through the calendar. We've navigated through the implementation of Aggie Enterprise through fiscal close, and all along we've done a good job to keep our staffing, but we continue to have staffing needs. So to address that, I want to give some updates to what CGA is doing. So we recently have filled 5 positions. Some of those were backfill positions, but we had 2 new positions approved, which we finished the recruiting, made offers, and those candidates will be joining us at the end of this month or early November. So we're adding 2 research administrator 3s. We also got authorization for a pre-backfill for a December departure. So that person also will be in chair by the beginning of next month. So those are 3 new FTEs for CGA. We've also backfilled some of those positions were internal positions, internal candidates that were selected. So we've also gone through and we've backfilled their positions. So in total, we have 5 new positions starting for a lot of the, needed resources. Echoing Denise's first comments about kind of the staffing, the challenges that we've had, getting the team staffed, as we all know, getting them in the door is the first step. Now we're getting them trained. We have the benefit of some of these staff are coming internally, so they should be able to hit the ground running. And the external candidates that we're bringing in come with years of experience in research administration. So we're very excited about that. And so leading me to the next question, or next topic of resourcing is our director position. So we're in the final stages of going through forums with our final candidates. And we hope to have the new director for CGA in chair here, hopefully next month. So next research forum in January will probably be a new face. And so we're excited for that. So more to come on that. And in addition, on the same topic of resources, we have an engagement with Deloitte. We've brought back the Deloitte analysts that helped during the transition, in addition to other resources that they're bringing with them. So they are specifically helping us with backlogs to help us get caught up on items. Some of the items that have been out there that we've been working on through the migration, through data conversions, they're helping us get all that caught up. And it's a team of 6 for actually analysts. So the plan with them is actually hands-on keyboard help. So it's not just going to be, here's the issue and give us the analysis. They're also coming alongside and are going to help us get those caught up. And we have also partnered with our colleagues in supply chain, reached out and helped us with a couple of temporary resources that we were able to leverage. That was a big help. Really appreciate that. And I wanted to also speak about the awards at SPO, the challenges of staffing and getting the award backlogs going. That we are working closely with our colleagues at SPO, because as they're getting the awards finalized, CGA is going to be setting those up. So working closely, making sure that we're in concert with our colleagues, and we've made great progress on the award setup side, and adjusting to the new position of CGA as a true central office function. So we have a lot of dedicated resources. A lot of the resources that we're bringing in were to make sure that we continue that forward trajectory on our setup times. So looking forward to continuing that, and with the help of the external resources, but also in our partnership with sponsored programs, making sure that we're doing everything we can to work together so that we can better support the research community. The last thing I wanted to update before I'm going to pass it over to Debra here in a second to give updates on effort reporting, is the holiday plan for CGA. So we traditionally we've done a soft close as well. We're still haven't finalized our plan, but the way things have worked the last 2 years, as we're going, last year we were at the eve of the migration of Aggie Enterprise. So this year, similarly, we have a lot of work to do, but we also recognize that staff have been working extremely hard. We want to give the opportunities for those people to have time. That was one of the driving factors of making sure that we had our new resourcing in as soon as possible. But we will be operating probably on a reduced staffing level, just by virtue of vacation requests and time. But like Denise mentioned, for SPO, people that did not have those plans, that plan to work through that time, we will have staff definitely available working through, continuing to work through those issues. So those are really in the topic of resources. Those are the updates. I want to pass it over to Debra, who's going to give a kind of an update, especially since we will not be convening again until the end of January. And there's a lot of work that will happen between now and then in the effort reporting side of the shop. So Debra, I'll pass it over to you for a sec.
Hi, yeah, can I share my screen?
Yeah, I think so.
That one, I believe. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we've updated the website with the dates for the anticipated dates for effort reporting this year. We're getting a little bit later start than we have in the long past. We always try to get effort reports out by November 15, but since the implementation of UC Path and all the data problems that we had with UC Path, we're trying to preview more of the reports and look for more issues and mark those reports as preliminary review before we let them loose to the campus. So our anticipated start date is November 22nd. The website's been updated for the dates. The calendar is over here. So I'm at the systems, finance, effort reporting system main page is where I just was. And then if I go to the calendar, we've got all the dates here. The system's going to be unavailable for a few days while we get the reports generated. Permissions letters are going out now to the assistant deans to flow down to the different departments to update their permissions for coordinators. We've updated the forms, so the new forms are out here. We haven't had a lot of use of the forms yet, so if you see any errors or problems, just let us know. There is a new what's new in ERS for 2023-24 out here, and I just want to kind of go through a couple of items. Because with the new chart of accounts coming in and the new financial system, there are going to be some noticeable changes. So there's really no changes to the basic functionality of ERS. And this is the diagram that Janine shared with you last month to show you that The old account and fund is going to group separately from the new projects. Even if it's the same award, they're going to be on two separate lines. So you'll effectively need to add the effort together to get your total effort for a particular project. I also wanted to point out that now that we've gone to the new chart of accounts, we've changed the terminology on the website so that projects now replaces accounts, awards replaces funds, and there are other labeling changes throughout the system that you'll see. And again, these are work in progress, so if you see something that doesn't look like a right label, let me know and I'll take a look at it. Whoops. The new permissions forms look like this. They're fillable PDFs. They are much simplified over what they were in the past. There's still a bunch of disclaimer kind of stuff on the signature page, but I think it's a little bit shorter form. We've given fewer options, and I think they're more specific options for the coordinator permissions. We're mostly going to be giving you permissions by department. So if you have any questions about that, let us know at CGA Compliance at UC Davis. I've got our little review here too, but let me just get to the end. So so this is the little training, the mini training for the coordinators for this year. If you have questions on anything, just contact CGA Compliance at UC Davis, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. But we're looking good for effort reports to start on the 22nd for certifications, and hopefully we'll get the coordinators a couple-day preview on the 20th. Anybody have questions? I will say also that we are in the process of retiring the cost share system, and the effort commitment system has already been retired. So I'm in the process of taking down those web pages. I'm not sure of the exact timing yet, so I'm trying to time it, but if the pages are missing and you have information that you need to get, let me know. I still have access to all the information, but I will be taking the pages down over time. Did anybody have a question? Seeing none, I will cede the floor back to Mario.
Yep, thanks, Debra. I don't see any questions. That's it for the updates for CGA. Again, I want to thank everybody for patience over the last few months. And, you know, I wanted to echo also that CGA has been working extremely hard. Staff have been working, very dedicated staff. We've been fortunate to have people with their dedication to getting the work done and getting us to a better place. And I think as we're coming up on the anniversary of Aggie Enterprise going live in January, I think we've accomplished a lot. There's still much for us to continue to accomplish, but I'm confident we're on a good track, and the team is, you know, resourced, and we're continuing to evaluate what is the right size of CGA and what additional resources can we, you know, look for. As everyone knows, it's not like we have huge pools of money to just start hiring people. So we're doing an analysis of workload to make sure that we identify kind of the key areas and then determine not only resourcing, but what additional training and support we can give. So thanks everyone. And that's it for CGA, and we'll see you in 25.
Hey, you have a hand up?
Yeah, can I please get clarification on one thing real quick? So I submitted a request to have benefits transferred off of a sponsored project because the tuition and fees were not allowed. And so I noticed that the rebate credit did not get reversed, and this was a little over 2 months ago. And then Deborah informed me that this is going to happen automatically quarterly. But so when we like if the project already, like what if the project has ended? Do we have to wait like 3 months in order to have that rebate reversed? You know?
No, so Renee, you opened a ticket on that. Can we, can you email me that and we can kind of take it
Sure.
offline and,
Yeah.
so we can look into it? Because there might be some other items at play here, so I want to make sure that we understand that.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll just say, Mario, Lenora advised me yesterday that the rebate adjustments, we should let the system automatically fix it. So
Yeah,
I'm
and-
going based off of that.
Yeah, but there's also other things that are happening with rebates, so that it could be like stuck in the. Not sure. We don't actually handle the rebates, but it should be automatic once the fees transfer off.
Yeah, so if we could, Renee, if we could look at this, because we have to look at different elements of it. It could be that, system, we just have to kind of do a deeper dive into it.
Okay. I'll forward the email over to you. Thank you so much.
We can reopen the ticket, Renee. If you respond to it, it'll reopen automatically.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you so much.
There's a question in the chat. Will late rebate corrections go to default accounts if the project has ended?
Oh, I believe they could go to the DKO if the project's finish date is passed or the award close date is passed.
Any more questions for CGA before I start my presentation after I get my dog off my lap? All right, so in the chat, I just put our upcoming slate of classes that are instructor-led trainings we offer over Zoom. And at the bottom of the link, at the bottom of the chat, there is the link where you can get more details on each class and register. So we have a few labs coming up. As you may know from previous presentations I made, the labs are an opportunity for you to practice what you've learned because we have these content-heavy classes. So in the lab, we have one coming up tomorrow. That's our awards lab. So what you've learned from our 2 awards classes, you get to practice there. Because we know that some of you who take the classes don't always have the opportunity to practice these things right away. We want to make sure that you don't lose what you've spent time learning. And then in November, we have 2 classes, the Preparing a Proposal Budget Lab, which is a great class, highly recommended. And we have the Processing Subawards class in Cayuse. So check out the classes and sign up, and we look forward to seeing you over Zoom. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. All right, so I don't know if Denise is still with us. She may have dropped off. Denise, are you still here? So
I know she had a conflict, and so she might have gone to her other meeting.
Yep, she's a busy lady.
Mhm.
So one thing I want to mention is a few months back, our leadership announced that in 2025, these forums would go to quarterly. And right now, that is up in the air. We're going to leave that decision to our new SPO leadership. So for the moment, we're just going to continue monthly and see how our new leadership decides. So that means January is our next one because we never do the forums in November or December. Are there any last questions or comments before we all go our separate ways? this is an opportunity for you to ask questions while you have a bunch of experts here. Going, gone. All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you in January.
Thanks, Perry.